don't kill people. People kill people. For example, these two guys with the machine guns. If they start blasting off, ain't none of y'all going home. Now, you guys are disturbing my business. So if your ass ain't black, you better get up out of here before it really get hot.
It was awesome.
All right, I want to get to the most important part of the film.
That wasn't
Fair
it?
enough. Yeah, that's
That
the
was
highlight.
100%
Okay.
the most important part.
Yeah.
Credits.
I don't know, some stuff happens after.
Wait, credits?
Resolution.
Well,
Yeah,
does
keep-
Han show
I'm
up again
keeping
and
back
whoop
to
his
that.
ass?
What's up?
Does Han show up again and whoop his ass to break Trish out?
No, when she goes up, like she shows up to the house, goes up to her room, and it's like also, by the way, like from a set design aspect, like she goes from her apartment to this. It's like really they could have been the same place, and I would have never known. Like there was like the set, like okay, why? Because it's like
Hey,
it's
she
her
likes
old
to
room. I'm
decorate
like,
a certain way. She's got a certain
She's like
feng shui that she puts
20.
everywhere.
yeah. Oh, that's another thing too. So Han shows up on the side of her balcony, and like so the framing is like they come into the door here. There's an open door over here. That's where Han comes from. Later on, when she leaves, it's Anthony Anderson is like, oh no, Trish ran out, and looks at another door. She has multiple entrances to this room. Like she could have, like, oh no, she got out. Like no shit, Sherlock. There's so many ways to get in and out of this place.
That's the best part. Is like for security reasons, you think you'd put her somewhere that only had one entrance and one exit.
Right? Like what are you doing? Like this is, but clearly he was busy playing video games and eating pizza, which is fair. Oh, that's the other thing
was
too.
a 22-year-old man. That is like literally.
Yeah.
With a game
Well, I
console
mean-
nearby.
That's the funny thing too. Like there's so little time delineation. Like you don't know what's going on, and like Delroy comes back in a few times. Like, oh, you sure you're okay? They're gonna order pizza downstairs. I'll send somebody. She's like, okay, I'm fine, because Han's trying to hide in certain spots throughout the story. But like the moment like her dad closes the door, it cuts to Anthony Anderson coming up the stairs with pizza, and I'm like, they just ran at that moment, or what's the delineation on them leaving and like what happened? But yeah, it was
They
it was
live
a little
above
bit
a
of
pizza parlor.
yeah, questionable editing. I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, let me know it's been in half an hour.
Hey, do you want
They
to see
had time
broken
to
bones
run.
or not? We don't have time to show you pizza, but we have time to show you CGI broken bones. Which one do you want, Ken? Which one?
CGI
Pick-
broken
pick that.
bones.
Exactly.
I said it all right.
You're goddamn right.
Couldn't he get CGI broken bones while delivering pizza?
The
why
Anderson
not
roll
both?
his ankle coming up the stairs with the pizza.
Get yourself get yourself a movie that can do both.
Just
Just
a
saying.
random like.
I
Then
I
watch
want
Anthony
that
Anderson
now.
run down the
Like
stairs.
that's a good scene where he's like, oh my ankle.
Ah! Or just like twist his hip wrong and limps like
Oh, no,
ah.
we gotta see the break. We gotta see the break.
Yeah.
Paid all that money for the CGI.
That's fair.
That could have taken him out of the movie.
These nuts in your mouth.
These nuts in your mouth. I said, put the nuts in your mouth.
Perfect. All right, so she leaves protective custody, and now she's with Han, and their goal is to what again?
Go to Silk's Club because I think it was the
Yeah.
last one on the list. Silk.
That's
That was
right.
yeah.
And he ain't
Hey.
selling.
I ain't signing shit.
Who
Yeah.
plays Silk? Who plays Silk, guys?
One Dark Man X.
Yeah.
Is that what it stands for?
Yes.
I did not know that. Like I knew I have certain things. I have a little bit of like knowledge and street cred, but like I didn't know it stands for Dark Man X.
Yeah. DMX himself is playing Silk.
And this
What does
is
Silk
the
have that everybody
directly-
wants, Pat?
Well, he's got that club.
Yes. Which is the last thing that's left on to complete the seafront trifecta that they want in order
Yeah,
to put the stadium there.
The last piece of land to get Al Davis's team a new stadium.
Not
This is
not
it.
not the very last, because we also have a moment where Mac is threatening a crabber, And he's like, oh no, just like why don't you sell to me? You got to sell to me. And he's like, I'm not gonna do that. This is my family's money. Blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm gonna shoot you and feed you to these crabs. He's like, no,
That's
not the
right.
crabs.
Forgot about that.
And he's like shuffling them in with a gun.
I got work to do. But let's look at it another way.
And the guy's
He's
like,
like,
oh,
finally.
no.
No. And then the guy he finally walks away to get the deed. I'm like, just run. Like, again, he'll find you and kill you. So don't do that.
Yes.
But like, he just stands there. He says something like smart aleck retort. And I'm like, is he inside? Can he hear you? Or okay, all right, that's fine. I mean, you get what you
Would
need.
you just
so
like
fine.
nothing? Sorry.
Nothing.
You're a jackass. What? Nothing.
So this is when
Yeah, then we jump to the club and we Trish and Han are meeting with DMX or Silk. I'm sorry, Silk.
Well, they're not meeting. They want to meet with him, and the only way they can do it is by dancing with each other. So he goes, "What's going on?" and calls him up.
And she like gives him her hat so he has a b-boy style. Like I was like, now you look like a b-boy. I'm like, yes, this is what's going on in this film. I'm looking.
Yes.
It was sadly it was just a baseball cap. It wasn't like a bucket hat like the animal Bruce here.
Like
he's not looking that good.
Bucket
not
hat,
looking that clean.
looking amazing.
Well, because he's wearing like basic khakis, a shirt, and a flat bomber's jacket. Like
he's a cop, man.
Exactly.
He is a cop.
He's a cop.
Oh no!
He stands out like a sore thumb. So DMX is like, call those two punks up. What the hell's going on here?
The buster got
Asian guy with a black girl at my club? Hell no.
I now want Jet Li in the next Fast movie. Oh God, it needs to happen.
Why not?
Yeah,
Who's
that's
to
what I'm
say he's
saying.
not? Who's to say he's not?
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I want him in the next.
We lost one Han. We can get another one back.
Oh God, dang it!
Anara.
We can have two Hans. Double the Han.
That was
I didn't think about that.
That was a Con Air callback for those that not in the
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Anara.
Let's see if Delroy Lindo crosses what's his name again? Nicolas Cage.
I mean, they gotta steal some
we got him at the
cars.
club.
They gotta. This is
They're
They're
in his office, right?
they can
Yes,
all kind of like we can meet them all together.
It's multi-universe. Yeah, it's a multiverse.
Yeah.
We get the DMX. I'm not selling no matter what. You can't make me sell. I don't care what anybody says. And then I believe
Mac
Is
shows up.
yeah, Mac comes in and says, No, is it Kai or Mac?
Mac.
It's Mac. So because they
It's Mac.
they
Okay,
do
this
their
is
thing,
Mac.
they dance on the
Yes.
floor. They make everybody jealous, and Silk's like, get her up here because I can't have her on the floor.
She's embarrassing me.
Dancing with a guy. Yeah, exactly.
You embarrass me.
You embarrass me.
So and then Mac shows up and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna sell." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna sell." And he's like, "Yeah, you are. I'm just gonna sign it for you." And then
And then they
it's
just
a
shoot each other.
Well, no, that's the thing. There's a weird thing. Like he shoots the glass next to him, and then he's like, DMX like kind of like, "Oh no!" And then he just shoots him like directly. I'm like, "Why'd you waste the bullet? Like what?"
Because he's got bad aim. No one said Mac was a
cool.
good shooter.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Sign it myself.
And then they like you kind of see them push Han because it's supposed to be like that they cold cock him and knock him out, but it's just kind of like
He
So he did get soft in prison.
constitution of a WWE referee and gets slightly bumped on the head, just kind
Hey,
of falls over.
he's used to doling at the punishment, not taking it, Pat.
That's
fair
true.
enough. Yeah.
All right, so now that he's out, when does he wake up again?
He wakes up at like the mill or wherever they are.
Like the docks, I assume everything's happening.
That wasn't the hangar, was it? From the
Oh
early
no,
meeting?
maybe it was it was the dock. So it's like the crabber place. So that's why there's
Yeah,
like
because they have the
generic
deed now.
machinery around. Yeah.
Okay.
like robot crabs.
Yep.
I
It'd be
assume.
fucked up if that guy was like like they knocked over a barrel and that guy came rolling out like, oh, we still fed him to the crabs.
Yeah. We still put the crab. Mac has no patience. He just said, "Fuck
Yeah.
that guy."
They got
I
time for this shit.
believe this is where we get the last fight scene between Han and Maurice and his crew. Yes.
And moron.
Hey, some
And
you
dim
win,
sum. And dim sum.
dim
you
sum
lose.
you lose.
Some you win,
and dim sum you lose.
The lines in this movie alone will stay with me till the day I die. Just yeah. Han escapes and whoops their ass. I mean, that's the long and short of it. It doesn't go well for him.
Yeah, but isn't this when he runs into Kai though, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
I believe so, because isn't
that's the after from this point on, they don't go back to Kai and Papa Singh until the very end.
Yeah.
So like there's a bit of discussion about like when Mac showed up at Silk's place, he's like, "Oh yeah, me and Kai had an understanding. We each handled our own business." And they because like, oh, that's when you learned like, oh no, Kai is the one who killed Poe. That's when you get that info. But at this point, yeah, it's basically just Han fighting all the dudes with Maurice.
Not yet.
Sorry,
we got the big meeting. We're the big bad villain of the whole.
Right. This is we're still at the point with Han and Maurice at the docks.
Well, no, the big bad villain shows up at a golf course. Speaking of which, take a time out for a second because we just have Bruce sitting here for 30 minutes silent. Bruce, jump in at any moment. Talk about something you like about the movie real quick.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just remember the line. Everything you guys are going through is like I'm actually enjoying the movie right now.
Okay.
I'm remembering everything as you guys are speaking right now. I forgot about the broken bones and the x-rays and all that stuff. Thank you.
I mean, Bruce, some you win.
Some you win.
And dim sum you lose.
And dim sum you lose.
All right. Just want to make sure. Let our guests remember that you're still on the mic. You're here with us. Okay. Let's wrap it up with more from Bruce.
So the fight goes on, and there's a lot more.
You gotta talk about the golf course because that's when we fill up. That's when we find out about the full deal, the expansion.
Right, they
have the meeting with the NFL in broad daylight.
Well, not with the NFL, just the one sucker who's just having them do all his dirty work basically, and getting all the deeds and getting all the money. The deal is not at all to be part of the NFL. It's just to be like, hey, get us the money, get us the land, so I'll pay you for all this land.
The deal was supposed to be that,
and then
the white guy who screws both minorities.
We'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because we're getting to the big set piece where for some reason they want to do this turnover in like the evening in a high, as opposed to like just an NFL boardroom. This is what happens when it's Paul Tagliabue, not Roger Goodell right here. This is the Roger Goodell never would have suffered this.
Well, it feels like Roger Goodell would have done the deal in Silk's club.
Yeah, definitely.
Tagliabue was like, "Oh, wait until the morning and do it at the golf course, and everything goes haywire by then." This motherfucker.
When the NFL representative, what is his name? I want this man's name.
Again, he's not. I don't think he's an NFL guy? Representative. Yeah, Shady McWhite guy.
No, he's a representative.
No, he's the guy. He's the one brokering the deal with the NFL to set things up.
He's part of the NFL. He's telling them, if you give me the land, we can get the team here.
I disagree. He's not part of the NFL. He's trying to buy his way into the NFL with this
white
land deal. Yeah.
No, he's already part of the NFL. That's why Delroy Lindo
You're telling me Vince Roth is part of the NFL?
You tell me the name Vince Roth isn't like an NFL name?
We are ready to approach the NFL. Well, to tell the truth, Frank, I don't think any of the other bids are even in contention. I mean, come on, our package is staggering. We've got the money, we've got the organization, primetime waterfront real estate, seconds from the bridge. God himself couldn't have designed a better spot for a stadium. Yeah, that's right, Barry, you know me well. If I say there's caviar on the mountain, you just bring the crackers.
I think that he's just a land deal guy, and he's just trying to he's having them get the things. We can go back and watch the movie right now. Okay, we can do that right now.
Okay, in any event, it's funnier if it's the NFL. So I'm just going to go with that.
Here we go again. We're reenacting the movie. A white guy and an Asian guy fighting with the white guy. I mean, the Asian guy and a black guy fighting while the white guy say, "All right, guys, calm down. Just give me the land.
I'm going to screw you both over.
Land.
Don't worry about it."
I'm sure I'll give you a good deal.
Bruce, you are now Mac, so you have to do a betrayal as well. I believe during the deal, so it's Isaac, Chu, and Roth meeting, and this is where Isaac takes his Chu takes his multi-million part of the deal. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chew leaves first. Like he's like,
He
like
gets
they're
paid.
showing up there, and Chew's already out. He's like, I got my paycheck.
Right.
I'm out. Everyone
I'm
have a
good.
good day. I'm done here. I took my payday and I'm
Isaac.
gone. Oh, we also had a moment too where they cut up some triad dudes in the back of a meat wagon just to get their deeds too. Like we had a quick moment of that because it's just like he's like, yeah, I'm just screwing over everybody in the triad to get these land deals and whatnot, and I'm gonna go ahead and get bank, and all y'all gonna have to deal with that. There's also that part too.
This is then
Yeah.
when Isaac reveals that, oh, I'm not selling you the land. You can have it as long as I'm part owner of the NFL team, just like J-Lo.
Yep. Wait, what?
That's right.
So
Is that a
Mac
thing?
is not. Mac is J-Lo is a minority owner of the Miami Dolphins.
Wow, they really got to call her a minority owner. That's messed up.
Oh, whoa, whoa!
Charlie! Charlie, you can't use that word.
trying to guess the word that he was saying that he thought Frank was going to say.
Don't say that
I was not using the word.
You can't use that word, buddy.
I can't believe they put that
Owns
in the
under
title.
50% of the team.
Just spelling it out
Oh, not okay. That makes more
for you.
sense.
That as well, though. That as well.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but also
I think they still call her that behind closed doors. I think the
Yes.
the NFL guys, like whoever the Cowboys one was at like some of the wrong rallies. I think he probably still uses that term incorrectly.
he does not use that polite of a term.
No.
Jerry Jones is not that polite.
Jerry Jones, that's the person who's bad.
Very
So-
bad. He's very bad.
So Mac freaks out when this happens because he wants to get paid, and I believe this is also where he reveals that oh, sorry, I guess Colin couldn't fly or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was revealed that Mac was the one kind of being part of the muscle in all this and moving things on the back end, and then takes Trish hostage, I believe.
Which it's really unclear because they're just kind of like, oh, your brother was going to sink the deal. How was the brother? How were either of the brothers going to sink the deal? There was this
'Cause
weird.
they're fucking
moment
idiots.
Right, I get that, but there's a point in the story where it's like, oh, Poe was
Well,
trying to
hold
meet
on.
up with Colin.
Let's put it this way. They believe that because they're hotheads, they would have expedited the war between the two factions instead of saying like, all right, we're gonna have a simmering hate for each other, but still make the deal go through and not have gunshed and bloodshed and bring cops into the scene. These two idiots
They
would have
did that
gone to war with it.
They blew shit up everywhere. They blew up barbershops. They blew up boats.
Hey, did you see any
They
cops anywhere though?
threatened crabbers.
Did you see any cops? anywhere?
I saw no cops. That's
Exactly.
fair. I saw no cops.
When you start
So-
with-
Oakland, baby.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Mac worked with Chew on the back end to help those businesses that were making the wrong decision make the right decision and get eaten by crabs.
Well, and I think he also gives the revelation to Isaac that, hey, you're an idiot. Like, they're never going to accept this. I just wanted the money. You thought you were going to like make a name for yourself and start this whole prosperous thing. They weren't going to accept us. So just take the damn money. You threw away $30 million, you idiot.
You lost your mind when you started thinking that this white boy was gonna let you own a piece of their game. Now, me and you, we had an understanding. Anybody who didn't sign those deeds, we took care of.
What you mean took care of?
He shot him dead. I was there when he killed Silk.
And
Once again,
it's interesting too because at that point, Chew already took the money and left. Like, there was no he wasn't gonna try and they weren't like he didn't talk to Chew and like, hey, let's go into legit together. Let's strong arm this guy. He's like,
But
hey,
Chew realized. He was like, yeah.
well,
yeah, Chew's like, I'm not gonna try and like clean this up. We're not gonna church this up. I'm just gonna take my money and go.
but the plan for Isaac's plan actually works better if Chew has already sold half the deeds, because now he's committed. Like Roth can't back out. It's like, well, I have to do this because I already have half the land. He's not going to like
payment on the
give me the money
check.
back.
Like this isn't 2025 where he can take a scan of the photo of the check with his phone and deposit it. Like Chew's not out in the driveway doing that. So it's like he can stop payment on the check, so he can kind of get out. But
Do you want to
you want-
start payment
Yeah, I
on
was
a
gonna
check
say,
to the Chinese triad boss?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Who just
I
cashed
mean,
on their end?
to the power that this man thought he was untouchable, yes, I do. I think he would. He's the same guy who's like, no, go back down for the go back. He's like, the pilot's
Okay,
like, no,
let's put
fuck
it this
that
way.
noise.
Let's put it this
We're
way. Maybe Chew doesn't kill you, but the NFL will.
Oh, hell
when you come back empty-handed.
Yeah.
But you had half the land and you gave it back because the other guy didn't. Why don't you talk to him? Don't come back empty-handed. This is bullshit. Now we got
wait. No, so what you're saying is that he wasn't with the NFL. You're saying that he wasn't with the NFL because the NFL was telling him
no, he's part of the NFL. He's just the guy that was.
Oh no, you just told me that the NFL came to him. I don't know. Your story keeps changing, buddy.
He's an employee of the NFL.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying your story's got holes.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what do you think this guy was doing, Ken? Like he was a broker for the NFL because the NFL can do their own deals. They don't need an extra guy who just runs around Oakland saying, "Oh, I got land for you."
I don't know. Maybe you're not aware of this, but like Upper America, like I was gonna say Middle America, but
I don't
Upper
think
America
the NFL needs a real estate agent.
It's just middlemen. It's just
I'm just saying. I don't think the NFL needs a real estate agent
of real things.
This isn't selling Oakland or whatever those shows are called.
Even if he is the middleman and like trying to buy his way in, he is still like, oh, the NFL is going to come after us if we don't do this.
Buy his way into what? Like, my point, though. What does he try to buy his way into?
But he wants to be an owner, right? He wants to buy a team.
Yeah, he wants to be an owner of a team.
No, that's what Delroy Lindo wants to do. This guy, we don't know what. I mean, to the extent that we know what he does, we don't. He never says he wants to be part of the NFL.
I'm going to.
That's why we're assuming he already is part of the NFL. This isn't like he's saying, I'm going to buy the team or put the team here. He just wants the land.
Before I go into Wikipedia, Bruce,
yes,
was Roth, the white guy, the land guy from Romeo Must Die, was he part of the NFL or was he a guy trying to buy his way into the NFL? What do you remember?
I believe he was just part of the NFL, and he's the one that basically, I don't know, told him that they were never going to be a part of any of that. Yeah,
I'm not talking about Dave, the cheddar guy. I'm not talking about Dave. I'm talking about Vincent Roth.
Vincent Roth, Vincent Roth is part of the NFL.
Cheddar, yes.
I can't believe we just right over that line where he's just like, what's the word they say nowadays? Oh yeah, cheddar. God bless it.
Because again, what is the point of Delroy Lindo interacting with this guy when he could just say, you know what, fuck you, I'm taking my 30 million and my land and going straight to the NFL. I don't need to deal with you. Instead of giving it to this guy saying, I want to be a team owner. Like this guy can't give you a team.
He can let you in on
putting together an ownership group.
Right.
What's up? Yeah, but what is he though? My point is, you could do
rich businessman.
But he's nothing without your money in the land that you're about to give him. Why not just go straight to the NFL and say, hey, you know what? Fuck Roth. This is what I'm willing to give whoever's part of this consortium. I don't need this.
Because he went to school and he's part of the Skull and Bones with the NFL guys. He's not one of them yet, but he's part of the Skull and Bones and part of those upper crusty people who just do deals with each other and make each other money.
Yes, but that's again, Delroy Lindo has all the leverage. Is my point. Like this Roth guy is really an annoying extra factor. If he is indeed not part of the NFL,
he ain't lying.
He doesn't have all the power. He has some of the power.
He has no power.
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo has half the power.
Well, right. He's still a known gangster,
has no power,
evidently, and so the NFL won't let him buy in. Right?
Yeah, he's got to clean up his name. That's
no, because he's literally that's the entire plot of the movie. He's trying to go straight.
No, he has connections to a store called Sapphire Dragon or something. And it's a very nice clothing store that has kids and they dance in it.
That's in a shitty neighborhood where things get blown up and people are getting ran off the road and people are getting tossed out of windows.
That barber shop was a front for meth.
They literally devalued that neighborhood real quickly.
But the old man was selling meth.
Fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next?
Within the span of like a week, that the property values in that area just went straight down.
There's a Boondocks episode about this, if memory serves. We're way off the rails. Way off the rails. I just want to point out.
Do you get to say the line, Pat? You got to finish the movie.
No,
sorry, Romeo,
but you got to die.
Thank you. But why do they say it? Where are they at? They're on the roof with the helicopter.
Yes, they're on the roof. The helicopter is coming down. Isaac O'Day has made his demand. Mac turns on him. Roth grabs the briefcase full of deeds and makes a run for it. There's a struggle between Isaac and Mac. Mac shoots Isaac and then goes chase after Roth. There's a gunfight that ensues, and he shoots the briefcase. Roth is trying to get to the he doesn't because he's trying to get to the helicopter and they shoot the briefcase and the deeds go everywhere and it's 2,000. So it's not like this is online. These are physical deeds. You need that piece of paper.
Don't forget, there's a point in which like gunfights start and when he shoots Delroy Lindo. Then also one of the guys has a briefcase machine gun and he goes boop and the briefcase falls out and he pulls up a machine gun.
That's right. The NFL has a machine gun case.
Yeah, because that's the power of the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, for clarity, and I will say that this is from Wikipedia, which is user submitted. So who knows if it's 100%? But Vincent
when was it updated?
Roth,
Like 6 minutes ago.
By some guy named Hopak Energy. Vincent Roth is a business magnate who plans to buy an NFL franchise and build a stadium. So he himself plans to. He's not yet bought it. He will buy one.
I was wrong.
So he is
not gonna lie. Still more fun if it's the NFL. So I'm gonna go with that.
That's fair. Yeah, I wanted the guy to be. There should have been a line there that the guy who does the briefcase gun is an ex-NFL linebacker, and that's how he's.
That would be perfect.
Terry Tate.
Didn't you play for the Washington Sentinels 2 years? Yeah, until I blew out my knee.
And then they sent me to that prison league with Adam Sandler.
I would have been a football player too, but I took an arrow to the knee. Mac has Trish as a hostage. And Mac shoots the briefcase. There's a briefcase machine gun. All hell is breaking loose. Han arrives and confronts Mac. And then Poe confronts Mac about Poe. And then and that's where Mac reveals, no, it was the Chinese that killed Poe. It wasn't me. That wasn't on my end. And this is where he's sorry, Romeo, but you gotta die. And then
how does Mac die?
Kills Mac. Trish
kills Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's a cold ass shit.
That's right.
It's real close.
That's
I'm not
cold ass shit.
Sorry, Romeo, but you gotta die. Damn. That's some cold shit.
What was his quote before he exposed himself as the guy?
Who, Mac?
You remember? What was it? You just got jacked by who in corporate? You don't remember that line?
No, but
I think he's like, you just got jacked by Machiavelli in corporate or something like that.
Oh, that's what
he said it something.
He's like, oh, Day Industries, you just got beat by Machiavellian Enterprises. He's like, I'm like, wait, was his name Machiavellian this entire time?
I wish it was.
Like this, his name is Judas Machiavellian. I don't know if I trust that guy.
Wow.
I want him as the number 2. Nothing's going on with those two names.
I have been raising him like a son. Look, I know he loves silver. It's an issue, but we're going to get over that, okay? It's fine. Meanwhile, the deeds to all of these places are just floating in the wind. Anybody can just pick them out now. I own it now. This is my home. Got this.
And there's a lot of them.
I own this crabbery.
Even with the water states.
I wonder if the guy that had the crab was like, oh, I'll take this back.
Well, no, because he's dead in a barrel of crabs.
That's what we said. We don't know what happens to him.
We don't like. That's the other thing too. Is like when they come back down from the roof, they don't have the deeds with them. They didn't stop and collect them. They just said, it's fine. I'm like, and also there's the moment too where like Roth is heading to the helicopter and he's like, go back down for the things. And the pilot's like, no, I'm getting shot at. I'm gonna fly away. I appreciate how.
Did you not see that our machine gun, our suitcase machine gun stopped working?
Exactly. Right away. Like it's time to go.
The pilot was not having it, and you know, Han and Trish don't care about the deeds. Whatever, man. Just people's lives.
Yeah. That's like let's handle this. Like that part bothered me just from the type of person who in D&D will loot everybody just to be safe. Like you don't know what they have in there. Like just to be safe, let's get that. Like.
Yeah, but do I have an adventure? No one's gonna run. No one's gonna run to the NFL's not gonna take the area. I told you the value in that neighborhood plummeted in 2 weeks.
This is why the Raiders moved to Las Vegas. This is a 1-to-1 guy. This is direct line.
This is a documentary.
Shenanigans going on in Oakland, trying to get this stadium built. Now we're out of here. We're going to a city that is known for honesty and integrity.
Who was actually in Oakland longer?
People in the desert instead of the ocean. What?
Who was actually in Oakland longer, In and Out or the Raiders?
Raiders.
The Raiders were? Okay. Huh.
So this sets up. We have now set up the end of the movie where Han must avenge his brother.
Yes.
There's a brief moment where Trisha and Han come back downstairs, and like Delroy Lindo's like, "Oh, nice to meet you." I'd say Delroy, but it's Isaac.
Isaac.
And he's like, "Oh, he's shorter than I thought." And like, why are we giving him the business? He just saved everybody. Like, stop that. Don't like mock the man.
It's to reassure the audience that Isaac isn't going to die.
Yeah.
He's got enough life to be witty.
But it's also
accepting.
like
accepting.
It's also to a little bit seed the idea that they're romantically joined, even though
they've only shared a dance, really.
Yeah, they shared a dance, and so they have a little chemistry and stuff like that. Like, and to Leah's point, like that's good acting on both their behalves. Yeah. But it's also going to get to the point where later on we have to discuss how the movie wraps up. But I just wanted to mention that there's this kind of like, oh, he's really sweet, blah blah blah, and there's like these little bits of things between them.
Okay, we get it, Ken. You don't want to see an interracial relationship. Jesus Christ, man. Move on.
That's the problem with the film. They don't want to let an Asian man kiss somebody. They're upset with it. Like, no.
There's no way they're going to let him kiss Aaliyah.
This
exactly.
I'm going to get racial here. I'm going to get racial.
This is the same problem Will Smith ran into with Tia Leone. We'll talk about it.
Fair enough.
I will point out he is 16 years her senior.
In the movie?
Yeah, I mean, in real life.
Did that stop R. Kelly? I mean,
wasn't R. Kelly?
Yeah, that is stop R. Kelly, Pat.
R. Kelly was too.
I'm glad I set that up so you guys could knock them pins over. Well done, gentlemen.
Didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Well done.
All right, wrap up.
Wow.
The fight scene with the broken bones.
All right. So Han goes to confront Chew and Kai at the compound. Kai admits that he personally killed Poe for interfering in Chew's plan. So that means Chew ordered the death of his son. And then we have the sweet fight.
In designer pants. I was very impressed by Kai. Like the guy's dressed to the nines, basically.
Russell Wong is a awesome dude.
Oh, he's stylish, yeah.
I mean, I don't like Kai because Kai's a bad guy, but I like Russell Wong, so I'm on board.
Oh,
he and Isaiah Washington were very good villains for the movie. They both did a very good job being just like the
manipulative,
oily evil.
Yeah.
Well, he also had back here. Kai did.
It's true. He
looked like an Asian Gavin Newsom.
Well, I'm not going to be able to take that out of my head. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Welcome to California. Here we are. And
it's. I forget. Does he break his neck? Is that how Han kills Kai?
Yeah.
Eventually after they fight, and there's like he holds off a brazier full of hot coals. He burns his hands, and then Kai grabs his hands. Like
that was
real
pretty cool.
mean, just like my hands.
He takes his advantages where he can.
That reminds me too, because when he does do that, Jet Li screams in pain.
This is the first time we see Jet Li kind of at the losing end of a fight.
But also, reminds me in the very beginning when he's fighting to get out of the jail in the Chinese prison, he's fighting all the guys, but then there's one particular guard that screams like a high-pitched girl. And it's so funny because you have the other guys and he's like, and
that guy's from Broadway.
Beginning. It's very fun.
He was a stand-in.
Yeah.
Jeff, could you stop doing the jazz hands?
Yes, that was awesome stuff. But yes, there's a good fight there, and then finally with the wire work, Jet Li is in the air and then like kicks his foot down and
like
tight
Oh,
like on the head.
Yeah,
It's very much
lands
a
on
training
his
game. Yeah.
And then you see just like a Goomba gets like and yep. And then he goes to confront his father, which I was like, oh wait, so also we missed, I think we probably missed 1.2 where there's a memory flashback of Poe and Han swimming in the river, like from something, and they use a basketball as to use a flotation
to
device
stay afloat. Yeah, they were. Oh, that's because they weren't they like trying to immigrate or whatever? That's kind of how the story was for them. They were like left out of the ocean.
Yeah, but it wasn't like totally clear about all that. It just kind of like implied, like lightly implied. But they do get there. They swim to the mainland and stuff. But like that's later on. They see he has the ball. That's what he takes to the memorial.
Which is interesting because they only reference Trish and what's his name's relationship, but they keep showing this scene of Poe and his brother over and over, right?
Yeah, they showed a couple times, but it's like they definitely like hammer home like, oh, they're brother and sister, like, or they're brothers and they were really close. And the fact that he had to give up his freedom to let him letting his brother and father escape is what cost him his freedom and sent him to prison. And so the fact that his brother died at the hands of his father is that's so. And I mean that's what we get to the comment is like when he finally confronts his dad, he's like, so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill me? Like that's gonna just bring more dishonor on the family and on you. Like he's like, no. And he pushes the gun back to him. He's like, I'm gonna let you deal with it. That's your responsibility. And Chew decides to take his own way out.
Yeah, he basically he leaves him. Han leaves him for either the triads or the police to deal with, and Chew just offs himself.
Not the way I thought it was gonna go. What's the name of the old guy from Dragon Ball Z that like gets all buff when he takes his shirt off? I thought that's what we're gonna get. Like, no, he's got to fight
Master Roshi.
Master Roshi situation. Where he's like, you're gonna fight me now, son.
This is how you turn this into a Dragon Ball Z podcast. Okay, so Master Roshi decided that he taught the Kamehameha wave to.
Yeah. Kai was just an interim guy. You got to get to the real boss at the very end.
Yeah.
So that's that. Han exits the building with Trish waiting for him. Roll credits, play some Aaliyah. We're on our way.
Yeah, and by the way, he's walking out of the building. Cops go like, "Oh, pardon me, sir. I know you're not a bad guy or nothing. I know there's dead people upstairs somehow, but we're just gonna let you walk on through." Like, okay. Cops don't stop him, don't ask him anything, just time to mosey out of here and go meet up with Aaliyah.
Akbar doesn't kill anybody.
What's up?
It just feels like the cops had a conversation like, it's some Chinese stuff. We can't get involved. Just let him go.
Then why did he even show up? What are they gonna go upstairs and do? Their only suspect just walk right past him.
I don't know if you know this, but he just got like a bunch of money. So maybe let's.
No, he doesn't because nobody has the deeds.
No, but Chew got paid.
Chew still has the money. So hypothetically, all that money's going to go. I mean, it is. Although, like, does he have a will that names his sons?
I mean, let's be honest.
In prison
Until a week ago? After about a week, he gets extradited back to prison, and the U.S. government seizes that money.
Why would he get extradited? He's not under arrest.
He's a criminal from China.
Nobody knows that.
The Chinese do.
The Americans don't. He's not arrested. They don't extradite you unless you've committed a crime.
No, if the Chinese say we want our criminal back, the U.S. has to give him back.
But they don't know where he went. The Chinese could think that he's in Canada. They could think he's in France. They don't know anything. Like he didn't call him and said, "By the way, I'm here in America." Ha ha ha. Like there was no moment. It could have happened off screen. I don't know. Maybe he left a note, going to avenge my brother. I'll be in Oakland. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Like, I don't know. Maybe that happened. Maybe there's a lead scene on the DVD.
Right?
No, I didn't see the Criterion.
It's them like looking at a globe, trying to figure out where is Oakland. Okay, all right, yeah.
So wait. So then, here's my question. Then, in order to get access to the money, though, or I mean, put it somewhere. I'm assuming if he doesn't maybe he just puts it under his mattress, I guess, to the apartment he doesn't own because he can't legally get anything in the U.S. How does he register for anything in order to put that money somewhere?
Isaac O'Day is going to pay for his new identity.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Would save his daughter like multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it's clear too. He didn't even kill Maurice. Like we saw that Maurice was alive at the end. So like even all the stuff he did, and Trish killed Max. So like he's like, technically speaking, you didn't even hurt any of my guys. Like I mean, you hurt them, but you didn't kill them. That's so I got.
You didn't save Silk though, and I love Silk's club.
that's Mac. Mac that was on Mac. Mac's the one who shot Silk.
Fair enough.
The only person he killed is.
Do you think he lives happily ever after? No, not Kai's dead. He's hella dead.
No. To Pat's point, the only person that we see Han kill is Kai, who's the person who killed his brother. So he's like, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah.
Does he live happily ever after? I mean, I don't know, probably.
I mean, I'm sure he's gonna dust himself off and try again.
Oh God.
It's been a long time.
Shouldn't have left you.
Without a hot beat to step two.
Step two.
Step two.
Step two.
Step two.
Step two.
Good night, everybody.
Now we did it.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on the movie Bruce? I'm gonna get Bruce talking before we head out. We'll wrap it up with letting Bruce talk about the movie for a minute, or Delroy Lindo in general. Maybe you can see next thing with the guy.
All right. So, in regards to the movie, I definitely got to watch it again. I heard you guys talk about it. It seemed a lot more amusing than I remember watching it. I think it was high school when that movie came out, or the end of senior year.
No,
freshman year in college.
Yeah,
freshman year.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a blur. I probably saw that movie only one time, but
I think we saw it a couple times. But it's also 25 years old. So
this was like an early DVD buy. Like this is like when. Like this was maybe even
Bruce was working at the movie theater when we were in college. So he was probably getting us free tickets.
But Bruce is also loved DVDs more than anyone. Bruce.
Yeah, I like that soundtrack more than the movie.
Okay, yeah.
I listened to the soundtrack more than the movie, so I definitely got to go back and watch the movie again. But yeah, I mean, it sounded pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to rewatch it
because I feel like he had a song, but it wasn't very as popular as Aaliyah's.
Who did?
DMX. He had to have had that song.
He did one with Aaliyah, Back in One Piece.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it was there's probably like maybe 4 or 5 good songs on there, and other than that, just the movie was I thought the movie was absolute slapstick. I guess I loved it though. The one time that I saw it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch it.
What'd you think of Isaac's performance?
Of Delroy's performance as Isaac. As
you know what? It's always solid as usual. He's got the stern look. Not to be messed with kind of guy. Definitely,
he does have a sort of breakdown moment when he's talking to Aaliyah about his son, or whatever, and you get to see him be a bit vulnerable in that, and I think he brings a little bit of gravitas to that scene.
He is frankly too good an actor to be in the movie. Not that it's a bad movie. Enjoy the movie, but he is like, oh, you're a real actor. You got to carry this pop star.
She did pretty dang well for herself.
No, she did.
Let's be honest. Like this is her
first. She was asked.
Film. Yeah. She did a pretty admirable job for her
Let's
first
be honest,
film. Like
the weakest actor in the movie's got to be Jet Li.
Yeah, he was very awkward, especially the dance scene.
Again, English isn't his first language. This is his. He's not used to these type of movies. I'm not saying it as a bad thing. Like, I'm saying as if we're gonna rate the acting throughout, we say Delroy Lindo's at the top. I say guy who played Mac is probably somewhere somewhere below him, but not too far. I think he does a great job. Isaiah Washington, correct.
Can I put this out there then, just so we kind of set the bar at a proper level? Let's compare. So since this is his first leading role, you can compare his acting to, let's say, another foreigner's first lead role of Conan the Barbarian versus this. Like, you know what? Jet Li did it.
I mean,
of
different type of movies, though, unfortunately.
Which Conan? Arnold?
Yeah,
Arnold.
Oh, okay.
And it's like Arnold's vocabulary has grown too. So it's like to say like, okay, this is his first film where he's the lead.
It's in the title,
and
the
is,
barbarian. Like he's not asked to do very much other than swing a sword, and he does
that's
that
my
pretty
point,
well in the
though.
movie.
You couldn't even you're expecting more out of Jet Li than you are Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I think that's unjust.
No,
I think
I am not. I think you framed the argument wrong. I'm saying out of all of the actors in this movie, he was the weakest one. I'm not saying out of foreign actors, just in this movie, and Ali is above him.
I will point out it's not Jet Li's first movie.
No, Lethal Weapon.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
but before
like
he had
once from
starred
over.
in a whole mess of films.
Right,
Yeah.
we're speaking to. I mean, also, sorry, what's his face? His first leading role for Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had someone else dubbed over him. So I'm saying, like, delivering lines and trying to speak in a foreign language is hard for you in your first couple of films, I would imagine. And so you're setting the bar higher. I feel like you're setting the bar higher when compared to someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who just got like, oh, let's make a barbarian. That's fine. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying I didn't do that. You did that. I said it out of all the actors in this movie. I'm comparing them to actors in this movie. That's it. Not actors, foreign actors, just actors in this movie. And I'm saying all the actors in this movie are good.
I'm going to say
he's the weakest one.
Should have said Jackie Chan.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe he meant to say Jackie.
I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to say that this movie had a lot of good actors in it. He's the weakest one, and he still delivers a decent performance. That's all I was trying to say. Like,
well, no, he's not. DMX is the weakest actor. No offense. DMX,
okay, I can see that too.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
He played himself.
He was definitely entertaining in it.
Yeah, like from the first
does not
scene
mean good.
where he's they're like, I forget what he says. Like something like, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Like, really? This is your first chance to say something, and you're gonna.
His name is Second
Somebody
Amendment.
wrote that for him.
I
highly doubt he would have said that.
Regardless, like this is what this is now the barometer by which you're measuring.
I think we need to go back and read up on this and be like, oh, DMX improvised that whole line.
Yeah.
Mr. X, please, sir.
Could you change it to anything else? Yeah. We gave him notes. He just barked at us, so we gave up.
So now we have to go with like I don't think they have Delroy Lindo, but definitely like Cradle to Grave, and what's the other one?
Exit Wounds. Exit Wounds.
Exit Wounds. Yeah, those are the other that also like those are also ones that are in that same space. Like, okay,
if only he had an L in his name, we could jump straight to him next. But we got some more Delroy Lindo to go. Pat,
exactly.
Pat, what are your thoughts on it? And then we'll get Ken's final thoughts, and then we'll talk about our next Delroy adventure.
Oh, I always enjoy this movie. Like I said, I think my biggest issue with Delroy in the movie is that, like I said, he's just kind of a level above everybody else. So he blends. I remember when we watched the movie the first time thinking, oh man, he's like a real actor. And no offense to everybody else, but there's a lot of like, comedians and people I didn't know. It's like, oh wow, he's the guy they paid the money to have in the movie. You know what I mean? Like he was the one they had to like open the checkbook a little bit. Like, yeah, we need some gravitas here. So, but always entertained by this film and the hilarity that ensues around it, and one of the most quotable films of my early adulthood.
Yeah. Ken, thoughts?
It was I think I was mixing it up with other films when we first started talking about watching it, and it may have been Exit Wounds that I was thinking of, but like I was so happy to come back. I'm like, oh right, this is the one with Russell Wong. That one still that reminder made me very, very happy for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. Really, really sad. It makes me sad about Aaliyah passing, really.
Yeah,
because it felt like there's a lot of potential there, and it like on the screen, like it's as her first the whole fight scene, which I guess where Jet Li uses her limbs to fight, that was Jet Li's idea, and like they even redid it in a video game, I guess. It's really like a lot of like missed opportunities. I don't want to say wasted potential, but like missed opportunities is a better way to put it with Aaliyah.
She did have the charisma for the screen.
Yeah,
like she did. And they had good chemistry. Like her and Jet Li did actually. It seemed like they had. You could tell it was fun filming, for lack of a better.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't necessarily buy. A lot of people that like hearing reviews like, oh yeah, it's an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. I'm like, no, it's not. Like they're like, oh yeah, because the two warring gangs. I'm like, that has nothing to do with them. There's like they have chemistry together, but it's not like a romantic chemistry, just like a friendly chemistry. And I don't see like, and also like I don't know how we didn't mention it. They couldn't even say the name of the movie in the movie. Like it's like they got to the end and they're like, oh, Romeo, you gotta die.
Excuse me. Sorry, Romeo.
Nope.
But you gotta die.
You gotta die. They're like, nope. First take, best take. You're done. Moving on. Like he didn't even say the line right. Like, nope. We only have Isaac for Isaiah for so many days. It's time to go. Like, all right.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering though. Is it like marketing came up with this like pitch for it?
Yeah,
because it's in the title, so that's what they were going for, and the directors mentioned it. So even though we don't see it as a 1-to-1 or even a close adaptation of it, that is what they were trying to portray in the movie, though, to some extent.
Disagree. If they did, they failed miserably because there's.
I said try. I didn't say succeed.
I mean, it is literally the warring families is kind of the loosest connection, but there's nothing else that really.
They're not even really warring though. They're actually warring internally they're warring internally with themselves.
They were warring externally before we're introduced to the movie. That's what we're led to believe, that these two groups don't like each other. The reason why they're not warring outright in the public is because they're trying to do this land deal. Had there been no land deal, there'd just be dead bodies everywhere.
But there was a land deal, and they were trying actively not to fight. And in fact, it turns out two of them were teaming up to fight to oust one of the bosses so that they could take over.
Yeah. I guess I'm missing the land deal that happened in Romeo and Juliet part that I should reread the script of Romeo and Juliet where someone's trying to sell the Vienna to the NFL. I missed that part. I missed that.
Oh man, that's all NFL wants.
Yeah, that's
the NFL ruined Romeo and Juliet as well.
Yeah, that's the true
villain. I get your argument, kid. I'm not saying that you're wrong on it. I don't think they executed it well, but they at least had a single meeting, maybe over lunch, that said we're going to do an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet because we're going to call it Romeo Must Die. And the closest we can get to it is that there are two families that don't like each other that have kids that sort of like each other, and that's as best.
Let's talk this through a little bit, because then I would think what happened is that the original script probably hewed much more closely to Romeo and Juliet, and then they're like, well, we'll get a Lee in here. Well, what if we get Jet Li in? Well, we can't have them like, no, that's not going to work. Right. So what if we do this? And I feel like maybe it started there, and it just kind of like.
So then that brings us back to our point is at the end, we're just going to hug because we can't have an Asian man get any love on screen in 2000.
I'm going to get racial here. I'm going to get racial.
Pretty much.
Like, unless it's with another Asian woman, but that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, to Pat's point, they had a script and maybe the races were entirely different to begin with. Someone wrote this adaptation years before hip hop and kung fu got matched up, and they were like, "Hey, I bought the script off of somebody. The two main people were actually in love, but this kung fu hip hop thing is kind of cool. So why don't we get Aaliyah? Why don't we get Jet Li?" And to Ken's point, they can't actually touch on screen because that's gross. And so, but we'll keep the title because I already paid for it.
I'm this is all just conjecture. This is our ideas, and African Americans and martial arts have been tied together, bonded since The Last Dragon and Bruce Leroy. So,
who's the master? Show up! Who's the master? Show up! Who's the master? Show up!
Let's
probably before that too. All I'm saying is that
they are together.
It was brought back into the mainstream in the late 90s, early 2000s, and someone said, "I got a script from probably the early 90s that had a whole different thing. It was probably two white people who knows. We're going to change the characters." And that basically cuts out the romance part, which is, the epitome of Romeo and Juliet is their love. The families are just kind of in the background.
This was a Mel Gibson, Meg Ryan movie in 1994.
just show me the script. I want to see the script. Then I want to see.
Yeah.
Like this is just.
I'm saying that's the only way that this
projection
makes
for them.
sense is that they would keep Romeo Must Die in the title and then have the director come out and say that this is an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet and then not be anything like it.
Did he say that?
Yes.
When? Show citations needed. Drop the clip in here so that I will feel like a fool. That like, oh, that's where Andres, that's the name of the director.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's where he said it.
Okay.
Andres? ANDR.
I feel like you're getting more racist as you try and pronounce it.
Andres. I could be wrong. I'm fine being wrong.
Yeah. But
you spoke Spanish.
But to my point though, is like I think this is us like kind of filling in gaps. We don't know that for sure. I feel like that. I think.
Okay. What we do know is that it's called Romeo Must Die. Damn it.
Yeah. By marketing.
And hold on. And nowhere in the movie is his name known. What do you think they're trying to imply here, Ken?
It's called Oakland Hustle. That was the original name for the script.
But that's not what we got.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
Romeo Must Die.
Oakland Hustle.
It's in Oakland, and they're trying to hustle land. What do you want from me? Okay.
It's not great. Not for sharing.
I'm not the one who wrote the script. Okay.
It's almost as good as the Oakland land grab.
I'm not blaming you. I do shoot the messenger though. So.
He's pulling a Mac. He just shoots whatever's in front of him. Badly. All right, let's talk about our
Sorry, mail carrier, but you got to get delivered.
Do we know what we want to talk about next for our one? Are we going to give people a heads up on the next Delroy thing? Another project of his that we want to explore?
As the voice and the face of the podcast, I think Jason should be here to say something. But until then, why don't you let us know which one?
I'm just saying, we got a ton. We got a bunch of stuff. We could do Malcolm X. We can do Congo. We can do Get Shorty, Ransom, Broken Arrow.
Oh, I'm gonna vote.
We can do the one.
We can do the core.
We can do the one with Jet Li and Delroy Lindo.
Another one? Yeah, we can wrap.
No, I'm just saying that they're also together in the one. That's
what I'm saying. We can do another one with them in it.
Oh, do we? Oh, okay.
Get your double entendre, Ken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Broken Arrow.
That one.
That's
He's
what I said.
Max Wilkins.
I will vote for Get
I forgot he was in Domino
because he gets to play a bad guy.
Oh, the one time he gets to play a bad guy, Pat?
He's really good bad guy. Well, I mean, I guess technically he's kind of a bad guy in Devil's Advocate, but it's an uncredited.
He's a bad guy in this movie.
Is he? He's trying to become good.
Trying to become good from being a bad guy.
We never see him order any murders.
That's all Mac. That's all on Mac.
Max he's giving Mac carte blanche to do whatever he needs to get the land. The fact that he murders people is just a bonus.
Well, now you're just
it isn't like he doesn't know what Mac is doing. When people go missing, it isn't like he's going, "Where did so and so go, Mac?"
But that's what his lawyer tells him to say.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what makes him even more of a bad guy.
We will be revisiting the Delroy Lindo series throughout the year, and we'll be bringing you more of his movies, reviewing, discussing, parsing, probably saying some stupid stuff would be my guess.
Oh, we can get him a devil's advocate for his early Jamaican 2-minute bad guy speech.
Oh,
we got a couple. Either way,
we gonna pair that with like Brad Pitt speaking patois, put them together to be like, oh, this is a lot of questionable stuff here.
Was that Brad Pitt or was that Leonardo DiCaprio?
Brad.
No, Brad Pitt speaks patois in Me Joe Black, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling Irie.
Oh my god. Leonardo DiCaprio does it in Blood Diamond, right?
Yeah, he got nominated for an Oscar for it. Bling bling, bling bang.
Pop pop.
You know, in America it's bling bling, but out here it's bling bang, huh?
All right. Well, either way, we'll come back with another villain movie for Delroy next time we talk about it.
Wait, then
I should be on there. Yeah, I got it.
I guess that begs the question: since he is a cop and a cab is gone in 60 seconds, is he a villain in there?
No, he's a cop.
Exactly.
Nicolas Cage is the bad guy.
I mean, but also we understand a cab.
Wait,
so
who am I? Yeah, who am I rooting for?
Yeah, that's my point.
You're not rooting for anybody. They're all fucking losers, including the woodsman or the craftsman, whoever the fuck that guy was.
Even Angelina Jolie, we're gonna root against her. That's fine.
I mean, I guess
I'm
technically,
just- I'm
she
still
was
not-
the only blue collar worker there. I guess we're rooting for her.
Yeah. Oh, what about Timothy Oliphant? Oliphant, Detective Drykoff.
You mean the cop? We're
Yeah,
definitely rooting against
cop.
him. He's a white
He's
cop.
A cop, man.
He's definitely a bad guy.
Look, we have to do
He's
Gone
probably
in
the worst
60
guy to all of
Seconds.
them.
We have to do Gone in 60 Seconds to connect it to the Fast and Furious universe. That's why we have to do the movie.
Because of brothers'
That's
love. Is a brother's love.
We got
Yeah,
China
right.
right in there too. Like this is we got some good people there.
Maybe go save family.
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 Either way, we'll be becoming a bad guy role for him. So stay tuned. I want to thank Bruce for joining us, laughing
Yeah,
through
thanks,
this
Bruce.
recap.
Yeah,
Hopefully you'll be
sorry.
able to watch the movie
Next time I'll use my laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's been fun.
All right, I'm gonna get to the baby.
You do that.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh,